Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. Today I had a chance to play with the T-Mobile Samsung Memoir. This is the 8 megapixel camera phone, and I wanted to give you a short little walkthrough around the device and show some of the screens and some of the features and things like that. So this is the retail box that was sent to me to review, and as you can see on the back, it runs through some of the features. Just to list some of them, of course, like I said, 8 megapixel camera with autofocus, micro SD card slot, comes with a 1 gig card in the box, has TV out capabilities, although that cable is not included. It has a Xenon flash in there as well. This is one of the T-Mobile 3G phones, so it's a quad band GSM, and then also the 1700, 2100 megahertz for 3G on T-Mobile. Also has integrated GPS receiver, Bluetooth 2.0 with A2DP stereo support as well, and it does not have Wi-Fi in it. So let's just take a look at the hardware, and here we go with it in my hand. If you were to look at the back of the device, we'll start there because this is the distinguishing feature. If you were to take a look at the back of the device, you'd probably think more than a phone. This is actually a camera. As you can see, the camera definitely takes up a large portion of the back. Around the camera, this is the soft touch material, and over here is kind of a leather type feel of material here. As you can see close up, there's a shutter cover on there that opens when we press the camera button on top. This is also a Xenon flash, which is great for still pictures in low light conditions. And let's just take a look around the sides of the device. Over here on the right side, which would be the top in the camera mode here, we've got the camera button, which also opens the shutter. There's a lanyard opening there. We've got the lock button for locking the screen, zoom in and out. It does have 16 by digital zoom, which I never really use. There's also a button on top, which, let me see, let me go ahead and unlock it. Press that and see what that does. Oh, this is the this is the release for the back cover right there. Over here we have two covers with a port for charging and the headphone set. This is a Samsung proprietary connector. It's not a 3.5mm or 2.5mm, and then a micro SD card slot. And this has kind of a metal feel to it. This comes with a 1 gig micro SD card. On the bottom you can see there's the microphone openings, also kind of that leather rubber feel there. And on the bottom front we've got the send and end, and then a back button as well. And then up top you can see there's some light indicators up top. And let's see, let me go ahead and unlock the screen. There is the front of the device. Now let's just go ahead. I'm going to turn off my overhead light. Now, as you can see, this is a Samsung device, the Samsung Memoir. So it has the TouchWIZ that we're familiar with. If we touch that, and then we can see we have these widgets on the home screen that we can move around. There's the My Face widget. There's a widget here for managing your media. And as you can see, it has Flickr, Kodak Gallery, Photo Bucket, Snapfish, Take a Photo, browse your photo, slideshow. It has a bunch of options there. So if I tap over here on this widget bar, we can see there's a bunch of widgets for the browser, photo management. We've got email, instant messaging, and we can scroll up and see more. This is the icon for Telenav GPS Navigator, so you get that excellent software with the navigation functionality, GPS functionality. There's a stereo Bluetooth, or Bluetooth with a stereo. There's a weather widget and a clock. Down here we've got, if we tap this, is the phone dialer, as we can see here. Go back, there's the phone book. You can see there's the phone book application. I'll go back to the web in a second. Go ahead and go back to the home screen. And then there's the menu, which opens up the non-graphical interface. You can see this is a nice high resolution screen, and here's some of the default applications that are kind of the same as what appears in the widgets. Messaging, photos, settings. Let me go ahead and go into applications. You can see what we have here. We've got files, which you can manage your files with there. Games and apps, as you can see what's loaded: Brain Challenge, Bubble Bash, Telenav Navigator, and there's voice recognition, memo, calculator, wheel clock. Pretty much what you'd expect in a feature phone with a little bit more, such as the RSS reader that we see there. Let's see, can we go into settings real quick? So here is where you can manage some of your widgets, and as you can see there's a checkbox there with a whole bunch that are selected. There's even more than the ones that aren't selected down below. We've got Message Composer, Games and Apps, some clocks, birthday, things like that. And here you can manage your profiles, your My Faves, your time and date, some of your phone settings, your network, the Bluetooth setup, software update. You can update over the air with it, that kind of thing. So let's go into the browser, and then I'll go into the photo application. So if I click on bookmarks, we can see I've set up some bookmarks. Go check out my blog here. Now this browser is actually a NetFront Access 3.5 browser, so it's a pretty decent browser for a mobile phone, especially a feature phone like the Omnia here, or the Memoir. So this is my ZDNet blog in the mobile format there, as you can see. Now we can tap this button, goes into full screen mode, and as you can see this is a touchscreen device, and I believe it's a resistive touchscreen, but there is no stylus, and it actually responds both to a fingernail and to my finger. So it may be resistive, but it actually is a very nice resistive that responds quite well to a finger and fingernail both, and it does not include stylus. It also has an accelerometer, so if I flip it around we can jump right into landscape mode, do some browsing that way as well. So that's the, if I tap this we can look at the, as you can see the bookmarks doesn't go into, and if we go to the Google, so we go to Google, bounce over here, landscape portrait, full screen, non-full screen. So not a bad browser, decent, especially for a feature phone to have NetFront in there. Now the main focus of this device is obviously the camera. So if I was to press the camera button, I don't know if you heard that, but it automatically opens up the shutter on the back. Now as you can see there's menu items all along the sides for the camera. We can switch to video mode, and if I tap on this here, this mode, we can see there's single, continuous, panorama, smile shot, and mosaic. There's a timer. There's the flash, which is on, off, and auto. I don't see any red eye. There's brightness settings, default, and then to browse the photos. If we go into setup here, we see there's more settings as well. There's scene settings. If we tap on that, you can see there's a bunch of different scenes that you can go through. Backlight, firework, fall color, dawn. Several different settings there. I'll say no on the scene. None, I mean. And we can choose between different resolutions. 8, 5, 3, 2 megapixel, 0.3, that kind of thing. There's white balance setting effects. Jump down, there's autofocus, ISO settings, image quality, exposure meter, and then here we also have anti-shake, WDR, blink detection. It will actually detect when somebody blinks if you're doing that kind of portrait, and then adjustments. If we tap on these settings, we see even more settings. We can turn on GPS and then have location-based photos, location tagging, geotagging. We can manage our shutter sounds, where they store, how long we reviewed it for, and then some different guidelines. So if we also tap on video, you can see these also change a little bit. Mode, there's normal, picture, message, or slow motion. And then if we go into the settings in video, you can see there's different resolutions. There's 720 by 480, 640 by 480, 320 by 240, and 176 by 144. Then there's white balance, effects, video quality, WDR, and adjustments. And then over here we also have GPS, although that does not do it for video. It's just there, it's grayed out. Audio recording, if you want to turn that on or off, record with or without sound. And we'll go back to camera for still pictures. So all I have in front of me is a black box. You really can't see much. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so this is the black box in front of me. There's a background. But as you can see, after you take a picture, you can record a voice note or send to album online. The recording the voice is kind of nice because if you have a bunch of different pictures, you can actually document and record where that picture was taken and things like that. Okay, so that's a look at the quick look at the camera, and that's a quick look overall at the Samsung Memoir. It seems to be a nice feature phone, definitely focused on the camera functionality. I plan to spend a bit more time with it, taking the camera around, taking some pictures, taking some video, see how it performs. But if you're looking for a feature phone, this seems like a pretty nice option. Don't have the price actually for T-Mobile right this time, but I'll make sure to put that on my blog post. So thanks for watching.